In the quiet, sprawling Sala Village on the outskirts of Abuja, Nigeria, there lived a young man named John. He was tall and strikingly handsome, with smooth, dark skin and eyes that held the quiet fire of ambition. At 25 years old, John shared a simple zinc-roofed house with his elderly parents, Baba and Mama Ibrahim. The family survived on Baba's small plot of maize and yam farming and Mama sales of vegetables and groundnuts at the local market. Poverty was their constant companion, pressing down like the dry harmattan dust that swept through the village. As a child, John had been bright and curious, often reading borrowed textbooks by kerosene lamp and listening to the old men tell stories under the baobab tree. But hardship struck when successive poor harvests left the family with nothing. School fees became impossible, and John dropped out at 15. He began doing menial jobs, carrying loads at the market, helping bricklayers on construction sites, or repairing motorcycles in the village square. Despite the struggle, his determination never faded. He dreamed of a better life for his parents and himself. One afternoon, while fixing a phone for a trader passing through from the city, John overheard talk of Forex trading. The trader, dressed in neat clothes, spoke excitedly about making money by trading currencies online using just a smartphone. John listened intently, asking questions until the man explained the basics. Charts, pairs like euro to US dollar, buying low and selling high. It sounded like a secret path to wealth. With no money for a phone or data, John saved every kobo and began visiting a small cyber cafe in a nearby town, spending hours watching free tutorials on YouTube and practicing on demo accounts. He studied late into the night, memorizing patterns, learning about leverage and risk. Forex became his quiet obsession, a modern way to escape the cycle of poverty. He imagined buying medicine for his parents, building a proper house, and perhaps even starting a small business. But progress was slow, limited by spotty internet and tiny savings. Still, a spark of hope burned within him. Unbeknownst to John, sorrow was approaching, ready to test the depth of his faith and resilience. Time moved on, but the family's troubles deepened. Baba Ibrahim, once strong and proud, began to weaken. What started as a mild cough soon turned into fever and shortness of breath. Mama prepared traditional remedies, hot ginger tea, scent leaf soup, and prayers, but Baba grew frilier by the day. John took him to the community health center in Sala Village. The doctor confirmed severe pneumonia, worsened by years of hard labor and poor nutrition. He needs hospital admission, strong antibiotics, and oxygen, the doctor explained. The estimated cost was far beyond their reach, over 80,000 naira. Desperate, John sold his few valuables, an old radio, tools, even Baba's cherished Dane gun. Neighbors contributed what they could, but it fell short. Reluctantly, they borrowed from a local moneylender at crushing interest rates. Baba was admitted briefly, but the money ran out quickly. Without sustained care, he slipped away one quiet evening as rain pattered on the zinc roof. His last words to John were soft but firm. "My son, keep pushing. Something greater awaits you." The village gathered for the burial under the old baobab tree, singing dirges and pouring libations. Grief wrapped around the home like evening shadows. Mama withdrew, rarely speaking, her market stall left empty. John became the sole provider, working dawn to dusk, hauling sand, selling firewood, anything to keep food on the table. Forex dreams felt distant and foolish in the face of such loss. Nights were long and sleepless, filled with memories of Baba's laughter and unfulfilled hopes. Yet in the silence of morning, the boundary between worlds grew thin. The ancestors, ever watchful, prepared to offer guidance that would change everything. One stormy night, as lightning flashed across the Abuja sky, John fell into a deep, exhausted sleep, and the veil parted. After Baba's death, life in Sala Village continued its slow rhythm. Children playing in the dust, women fetching water, men returning from distant farms. For John, however, the days felt colorless. He had abandoned Forex entirely, convinced it was a fantasy for those with money to spare. He focused on survival, waking early to fish in a nearby stream or carry loads at construction sites. Mama's health declined quietly, her sorrow weighing heavier than age. Then came a night that changed everything. Thunder rolled like ancestral drums as John slept on his thin mat. In his dream, the world shifted to a luminous place of mist and golden light. There stood Baba, not frail and sick, but strong and radiant, dressed in white agbada, his face glowing with peace. "John, my beloved son," he said, voice deep and resonant. "Do not mourn forever. I come with a gift from the realm beyond." John fell to his knees. "Baba, we needed you here. Poverty took you too soon." Baba placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. "The ancestors have shown me many things. Your Forex is no ordinary trade. It is a path blessed with wisdom. Listen carefully." A shimmering chart appeared, lines flowing like rivers across the sky. "Trade in harmony with the moon. Enter buys at the new moon's promise. Close sells at the full moon's strength. Use the 50-day moving average as your boundary, the RSI to warn of greed or fear. Focus on major pairs. Euro to US dollar for balance. Pound sterling to US dollar for boldness." Baba demonstrated patiently. "Set your stops firmly, like village borders. Take profit at key levels. Compound slowly like planting good seeds. Never risk more than the river allows." John memorized every detail, heart racing. "Is this truly from you, Baba?" The figure smiled. "Test it in the waking world. The ancestors guide those who listen." With that, Baba faded into light. John awoke trembling, the dream vivid in his mind. Dawn was breaking over Sala Village. Filled with purpose, he borrowed a friend's phone, scraped together a small deposit from his savings, and opened a real trading account. The ancestral strategy was now his to prove. Guided by the dream, John returned to Forex with quiet determination. He traded cautiously, following Baba's instructions to the letter, watching moon phases, respecting moving averages, using RSI to avoid traps. His first live trade was modest, a buy on Euro to US dollar during a new moon pullback. Days later, the pair rose steadily, and he closed for a solid profit. The wind felt like a whisper from beyond. Success built slowly but surely. Wins outnumbered losses as he honored strict risk rules. Word spread quietly in Sala Village. John, the poor boy, was making money from his phone. Skeptics laughed at first, but the results spoke louder. His account grew from thousands of naira to tens of thousands, then crossed into dollars. He reinvested wisely, adding gold and indices to his trades, always disciplined. Wealth began to transform their lives. John bought a solar panel for the house, bringing steady light and a fan for Mama. Debts were cleared, groceries became plentiful, and he purchased a small car for easier travel. But his vision stretched further. With growing capital, he moved the family from Sala Village's dusty paths to the exclusive luxury of Banana Island in Lagos. The new home was breathtaking. High ceilings, marble floors, a garden overlooking the water. Mama stepped inside in wonder, touching the walls as if they might vanish. "Your father's hand is in this," she whispered, tears shining. John hired caregivers, ensured Mama's comfort, and enrolled in advanced online trading courses. Friends and relatives from Sala Village visited, marveling at the change. John gave generously, building boreholes, sponsoring children's education, supporting the village clinic. His rise became a modern legend, proof that ancestral guidance and hard work could rewrite destiny. Yet amid the success, John longed for companionship, a partner to share the journey and build a true home. The union brought deep joy. Amara gave birth to beautiful twins, a boy and a girl, filling their home with laughter and tiny feet. John balanced trading with fatherhood, teaching his children integrity, respect for elders, and the power of listening to inner guidance. Mama thrived as a doting grandmother, her sorrow replaced by pride and peace. The family traveled, game reserves in South Africa, cultural festivals in Ghana, creating memories that bound them closer. John's success expanded. He founded a trading mentorship program in Abuja, teaching young people from villages like Sala the disciplined path to financial freedom. He wrote a book, Moonlit Trades, weaving folklore with practical strategy, inspiring countless readers. He never forgot his roots, returning often to Sala Village to support schools, farms, and dreams. Thus, the tale of John reminds us, in Nigeria's wide land, hardship may press hard, but ancestral love, patience, and wise action can open doors to abundance. From a humble house in Sala Village to a blessed life on Banana Island, with family as the greatest treasure, true happiness endures. As the elders say, he who remembers where he came from will never lose his way. John remembered, and his light shines on,